morning and welcome to another edition of 7 Days. Stay with us as we bring to you major stories we reported the previous week. I am Udrakobong Achibong. In the course of the week in focus, President Muhammadu Buhari summoned an extraordinary meeting on national security. The meeting, which critically analyzed the prevailing challenges of security bedeviling the country, is to reconvene on Tuesday, May 4, 2021.
Special meeting was convened in response to the renewed attacks in parts of the country by insurgents, bandits and other criminal elements undermining national security. President Muhammadu Buhari, who summoned the meeting, is seriously worried over the deteriorating security situation and is determined to do everything within his power towards finding lasting solutions. At the meeting were Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo, Chief of Staff to the President, Secretary to the Governor of the Federation, Ministers of Defense, Interior and Police Affairs, as well as the National Security Advisor. Others include the service chiefs led by the Chief of Defense Staff, the Acting Inspector General of Police, Directors General, Department of State Services, and the National Intelligence Agency, as well as Chief of Defense Intelligence. Participants extensively debated the worrisome security situation, challenges associated with containment efforts, and what needs to be done urgently to restore peace, law, and order across Nigeria. No official statement was released so far.
And still on the engagement of President Muhammadu Buhari in the course of the week in focus. And back here in the States in the course of the week in focus, the state governor, Godwin Obaseki, attributed the cause of insecurity pervading to the economic situation in the country, with a promise to ensure stability in the state. Governor Obaseki was speaking shortly after receiving the new AIG Zone 5 at the Government House.
The rising insecurity in the country with vicious attack on local communities and kidnapping of people by criminal groups is one Governor Obaseki described as challenging.
The situation in the country currently is challenging, that the roots of insecurity can be traced to the very difficult economic situation that the country currently finds itself.
Comparing the security situation in Edo State to where it was months ago, Governor Obaseki expressed his administration's determination to ensure peace and stability in the states.
We have been fortunate in Edo. If you compare the situation today to what it was about 2-3 months ago, you will appreciate that a lot of work has been done. We have a lot more stability security-wise in Edo today, thanks to service chiefs.
The new Assistant Inspector General AIG in charge of Edo and Delta states, Isaac Akimoyede, who was recently deployed to the state, commended the leadership qualities of Governor Obaseki and the effort of all security agencies within Edo and Delta, and promised to sustain the tempo.
The state is stable, and we intend, as SAFCOM, I intend to ensure that they maintain that stability. We don't want a situation whereby people come and disturb the peace of the state, and we do everything that we need to do in order to ensure that we have peace in the state.
Meanwhile, the coordinator of the Edo State Community Vigilante Security Network, Yusuf Haruna, while giving a brief on the state's Community Vigilante Network spread across 1,400 assistant communities of the state, discountenanced the misgivings of one Edo Joshua, a former CDA chairman in Obazagbo, Ikpoboha local government area, that allegedly beat up a physically challenged person as a member of the State Community Vigilante Security Network.
Joshua Edo is not a member of Edo State Community Vigilante Network. I want the members of the public to discountenance such information. Edo State today has remained one of the very, very security stable state in Nigeria.
Haruna, who applauded his men for winning the war against courtism in the state, urged all Edo citizens to call the Edo State Command and Control Center C3 on 080-009-11911 or 080-012-35111 in the case of any emergency in their locality.
Still on the activities of the state government in the course of the week in focus, the state government said it will continue to meet with judicial workers to finalize framework and modalities for implementing the autonomy of the state legislature and judiciary. Governor Godwin Obaseki was speaking when he met with the executives of the Nigeria Bar Association at the government.
This meeting between the Edo State chapter of the Nigeria Bar Association and Governor Godwin Obaseki is therefore to seek active input on how the crisis can be resolved in the states.
We are saying we want autonomy of judiciary. Yes, we didn't come here as protesters. We didn't come here as opponents to government. No.
If a committee be set up, made up of high members of the executive, the judiciary workers who are agitating, and then members of the bar. That committee should be saddled with the responsibility of knowing every point in time what is due.
Just as they applauded the development strides of the Governor Godwin Obaseki's administration.
The judiciary has enjoyed quite a bit under this administration. We have structures that are as good as anywhere.
For the governor, the state has substantially complied with the provisions of the 1999 Constitution as amended on the financial autonomy and independence of the judiciary. It says the autonomy and independence of the three arms of government is the best for Nigeria's democratic system.
For us, we believe that the judiciary must be autonomous and independent and properly funded. So it's an issue we must continue to engage and dialogue about. The issue is what is due, that amount that is due.
Chairman Nigeria Bar Association, Edo State Chapter, Pius Oyiwo, puts the meeting into perspective.
We've heard from His Excellency. We are satisfied with the discussions, and it's going to be an ongoing process.
President Muhammadu Buhari had on May last year signed an executive order granting the legislature and the judiciary financial independence from the executive.
In another engagement of the state government expressed readiness to work with the Paris government to engage youth meaningfully, especially as it looks forward to expanding bilateral relationship with the French government. Governor Obaseki was speaking at a meeting with the French ambassador to Nigeria, Jerome Pasque, at the government house.
The visit of the French ambassador to Edo State is intended to build on the priorities set by Governor Godwin Obaseki and enshrined in his Making Edo Great Again mega mantra. It is also a sign of the willingness of France to change the narrative of the relations between Edo and France, in particular areas of illegal migration and access to its own recovered artifacts of Edo's heritage are of great interest.
We are a little afraid that the situation may be worsened by certain aspects. You will tell me if it's your analysis, because at the origin the problem is poverty. And with the economic crisis in Nigeria following COVID-19 and the oil price reduction, while there is a risk of a pretty serious economic and social crisis, and in those circumstances human trafficking as all forms of violence may increase again, so we'll have to be even more active in fighting that, and we are sure that you will take your part in this job, and if we can help, we shall be happy to do it. It's not normal that African people cannot have good access to their heritage, and we have to discuss about this. Even considering the possibility of return of some artifacts on a permanent basis or on a provisional basis.
For Governor Gordon Obaseki, his focus is to create a renaissance for the state. He wants the Paris government to join hands in building the Edo Museum of West African Art project, which will also serve as a research center.
To be reconnected to our past, we need to be restituted for some of these works that left home. However, we understand that this has to be a collaborative effort, and we've working with partners, particularly most European museums. We have now agreed to build the Edo Museum of West African Arts, and quite a lot of work has gone into it. There are a lot of commitments from people who want to return works. We are hoping to close some financing to build a pavilion by the end of the first quarter next year to receive the works that are being put forward. But the pavilion is also going to be a research center. There's going to be a bit more archaeological works that are being done to find out more about our culture. And I'm sure this is an area of interest to you, and we'll be very glad to work with you on the Edo Museum for West African Arts project.
The governor re-emphasized his administration's determination to build a system which ensures deliverables, particularly as it concerns education and its infrastructure.
The repatriation of Benin artworks looted from the kingdom years ago was the focus of the discussion between the above Benin Eware II and the French ambassador to Nigeria, Jerome Pesquet, in the course of the week. In focus, the French ambassador was at the palace on a courtesy visit.
The French ambassador to Nigeria says the French government is determined to eliminate all forms of discrimination and assist Africans in the dialogue to retrace their cultural heritage. On the war against human trafficking, which the Benin monarch is championing, the French ambassador commends him and informed the monarch that the French government is behind him.
We are going to visit the National Museum and to organize a dialogue, because we want to exchange with Nigerian people about this question of return of heritage and also preservation of heritage.
His Royal Majesty Oba Eware II wants the ambassador to implement the outcome of the proposed dialogue on African culture without delay. He solicited the assistance of the government to help revamp the country's dwindling economy.
Join us in establishing some manufacturing companies here, even if it's the agricultural sector. That will go a long way to encouraging the youth not to be attracted to those promises, big, empty promises they are giving.
The Benin monarch thereafter presented to the ambassador the Red Book, The Benin Monarchy, an anthology of Benin history.
We now take a break. We'll be back shortly. Please stay tuned.
You can always watch our news live at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Also, watch Midweek Connect at 9 a.m. every Wednesday and our other programs such as Health Plus, Schools Debate, Praise Vibes, and Events and Style on our YouTube channel, NTA Benin. Please do not forget to subscribe and leave a comment.
Many thanks for staying tuned. You're still watching 7 Days. In the course of the week in focus, the House of Representatives Committee on Gas Resources undertook an oversight tour of the integrated gas handling facility and the liquefied petroleum storage and dispensing plant of the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company, NPDC Limited, a subsidiary of the NNPC. The visit to Benin and Ologbo in Edo State was to identify areas which need legislative interventions to make gas the hub of accelerated growth of the country's economy and for the benefit of the citizens.
The visit afforded members the opportunity to be at the Oedo field of the Integrated Gas Handling Facility, which has the capacity to process over 200 million standard cubic per day of rich natural gas to West Africa gas pipeline specification and deliver lean gas to the domestic market with huge commercial benefits. The storage and dispensing plant, with a combined capacity of 7,600 metric tons of products, is made up of 4,560 metric tons of LPG and 3,040 metric tons of propane.
Since December 22nd, when we commissioned it, we have been up and coming. There are a few occasions when we had to do just an operational shutdown to make a process check. So apart from that, we have been producing, as you can see, even as of today we are loading. On a daily basis, we have not loaded less than 6 trucks since we started. You know, our design capacity is for about 12 to 15 trucks per day. So normally when you have a facility like this, you don't flog it 100% capacity from day one. So until you are sure it is fully okay, then gradually we'll be ramping up production.
The committee is to evaluate NPDC's performance in furtherance of the Gas Flare Regulations 2018 in the area of gas monetization and commercialization program of the Nigerian gas policy, which targets making gas a preferred domestic fuel source with less safety concerns associated with the use of kerosene and bunkered condensates for domestic cooking.
As assurances we are going to give to Nigerians is that whatever comes to the National Assembly, we will do our best to approve it for the development of this facility. NPDC is doing very well. It's a brilliant performance we have seen, especially this facility we are seeing here. It's producing LPG for the common man, and we are proud of them as an indigenous company.
Do you notice anything that should be improved upon?
Yeah, I think what the challenge they have mostly fund. If not, they have the capacity to do almost everything, but they have challenge with fund.
The visit is a legislative duty and expression of the constitutional mandate of the committee under sections 88 and 89 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, and standing orders of the House of Representatives.
Some students of the University of Benin and other surrounding institutions demonstrated their capabilities in solving some of Nigeria's security and power challenges through their innovations and inventions in the course of the week in focus. This was at an event to mark this year's World Intellectual Property Day.
The prototype aircrafts manufactured with locally sourced materials such as styrofoam, woods and carbon fiber, according to the inventor, will be useful in areas of security, agriculture and news gathering.
Design this aircraft for military purpose, can help the military for surveillances and landmine, and also to drop something that will be relevant in case of attacks.
Other inventions showcased by the students include a generating set that runs without fuel and an automatic power switch that changes from public power source to a generating set without interrupting electrical appliances.
It's a two-in-one innovation, which generates electricity without the use of solar system or hydro or carbonized fuel.
This bigger one has an ability to measure the voltage that has come into your house, so that when you receive a higher voltage, you will know if you should put on your stabilizer or not.
Some lecturers and mentors in the Department of Physics and Faculty of Engineering of the university say they are confident that the students can become big players in the world of innovation when given the needed support.
The kind of quality and high-level technical education they have received in this university, they are well prepared for this venture.
The students also use the forum to share knowledge on how to commercialize and market their innovative ideas.
Self-censorship, rigidity and the need for incentives dominated discourse by participants at a hybrid strategy workshop in the course of the week in focus. The workshop was organized for senior staff of the Nigerian Television Authority.
It is a known fact that the Nigerian Television Authority is one of the first TV stations in the world, and it has been growing in scope and reach since its establishment. In recent time, more television outfits have come up, and as a result of flexibility and modernization, they attract more viewers. In a bid to fit into 21st century broadcasting, the NTA has been empowering its staff across all cadres.
We have so much to learn on a daily basis, especially now that the events that shape and determine our world evolve at, if you like, the speed of light.
So, participants at this workshop were drawn from all departments to equip them with requisite knowledge that will improve their understanding and ensure good service delivery.
NTA is in a transition stage now.
It was a good opportunity for the participants to ask questions and make contributions on how to better equip them with modern facilities and good welfare packages to serve as incentives.
We need to sustain our viewership by creating or devising a system whereby we remain relevant while being on air and compete effectively.
They all reached a consensus that no one can take the issue of balanced reportage from the NTA.
One of our goals is projecting the true African perspective. While doing that, national interest comes into play. National unity comes into play.
The training was in partnership with TL First Group.
People are recognizing weaknesses. It's not wrong for them to do that. It's just a way to say these are the challenges we have if we want to overcome and become better. That is a standard way capacity is built.
There's the zeal already. So if we continue to train, that will aid professionalism, the style of doing the work, content development, follow-up.
And talking security matters in the course of the week in focus, the Edo State Police Command in the course of the week said it had engaged a manhunt of the abductors of the former head Department of Mechanical Engineering at the Ambrose Alu University, Epoma, Professor Sadalo Odia, who was abducted by unknown gunmen. The police public relations officer of the command, Kotongos Bello, stated this in an exclusive interview with NTA News.
Professor Odia, who was said to be heading to his farm in Ogoro, Epoma in Esan West local government area, was allegedly abducted by unknown gunmen on Thursday. The spokesperson of Edo State Police Command, Kotongs Bello, who described the incident as worrisome, said the family of the victim is yet to update the command with the latest development on the issue.
There's more information from the kidnappers to the police. There's more information from the family to know if the kidnappers have also contacted the family for any ransom payment. So for now, that is how it is. And none of the family members have also come to the police, which is making it so difficult. Police need information to work with. We are not magicians. We need you to give us information. It's from that information that we're trying to work with.
He says the command has put in place a search team to assist in manhunt of the abductors. He, however, appealed to both the family members and the public to furnish the command with useful information that will aid the rescue of the victim.
Nigerian workers in the course of the week in focus joined their counterparts the world over to celebrate Workers' Day, also known as May Day. Here in Benin City, workers converged on the Samuel Ogbomodia Stadium to once again celebrate dignity in labor. Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State addressed the workers.
As the world of work gradually returns to normal after the disruption caused by COVID-19, many issues ranging from cost of food items, infrastructure, premium motor spirit, and insecurity have continued to be on the increase without commensurate increase in earnings. This, the theme of this year's Workers' Day, sought to emphasize as Governor Godwin Obaseki enjoined workers to keep optimism alive. He says the current economic challenge in the country requires the deep thinking of both the government and civil service classes to fashion out ways of resetting the economy on a progressive trajectory that will guarantee better staff welfare and more conducive working environment.
Our ability to do more is contingent on our ability to expand the tax net and get more people to pay taxes so that government will have more revenues to sustain decent jobs and provide social protection for our people.
NLC Chairman Sonny Osayende and his trade union counterpart, Masha Owe, in one voice, commended the development strides of the Governor Godwin Obaseki's administration, but appealed to government to abolish 65%, 35% subvention policy, which is affecting some of the state institutions, among other demands.
Congress observed with nostalgia and dismay the dilapidating and collapsing nature of state-owned tertiary institutions, where all these conditions of workers are now in a dilapidating situation resulting from the non-payment of salaries and other entitlement for up to between 5, 6 to 16 months, even to some cases 20 months respectively. In addition, government should abolish 65%, 35% subvention policy, which has stagnated these institutions financially.
Edo jobs, the power plant, industrial hub, etc. are among the numerous projects of this administration geared towards the development of infrastructural and institutional framework for a job growth economy. We salute His Excellency. However, we encourage further massive investment in public works that can in turn encourage private sector investment and thus stimulate economic growth. Investment in agriculture and other areas where we enjoy cooperative advantage should be explored and developed through public-private partnership.
A day aside for celebration for workers is adequate. This year's celebration is designed to reflect the effect of COVID-19 on our social and economic life.
Workers who also expecting that there will be demands aimed at curtailing the spread of insecurity participated in a march past in compliance with COVID-19 protocols.
And that's it on 7 days. Many thanks for watching. Join us again next week for another edition. Until then, do have a wonderful week ahead of you. Good morning.